Hello and welcome to Mastermind with me, Clive Myrie. In the spotlight tonight are James Waller, a bank manager. His specialist subject is the films of Martin Scorsese. Tom Clark, a teacher, whose subject is the American singer-songwriter Phil Oakes. Michelle Miller, an operations manager. She'll be answering questions on the costume designer Edith Head. And Lizzie Hancock, a writer and editor. Her subject is the 16th century monarch Mary Tudor. As you gather around the telly, spare a thought for our brave contenders willing to endure the black chair. You'll be tucking into your popcorn and slurping cups of tea, or maybe something stronger. But they'll be answering a volley of questions with barely time to think. 2 minutes on their specialist subject and 2.5 minutes on general knowledge will decide who goes through to the semi-final. So, settle down. And can I ask our first contender to join us, please? Your name?
James Waller.
Your occupation?
Bank manager.
And your specialist subject?
The films of Martin Scorsese.
The prolific Oscar-winning filmmaker. In 2 minutes, let's go. When Travis Bickle is in a coffee shop with Betsy in Taxi Driver, she tells him that he reminds her of a song by which singer?
Chris Christopherson.
Yes, what's the name of the Oscar-winning editor who has worked on numerous Scorsese films and whose surname appears on a painter's supply store sign in The Age of Innocence?
Thelma Schoonmaker.
Yes, in Silence, Mokichi and Ichizo warn Fathers Rodriguez and Garupe of the dangers of trusting people in other villages, telling them that the reward for information on priests is how many pieces of silver?
300.
Yes, in Casino, when Nicky Santoro is warned that the Las Vegas authorities want to put his name into their so-called black book, he replies dismissively that they got 2 names in there, and one of them is still who?
Hoffa.
No, Al Capone. When Harvey Keitel's character Charlie tries to chat up a woman in Tony's bar in Mean Streets, he claims facetiously that he's loved her since he first saw her at the convent playing what game?
Basketball with the nuns.
No, volleyball. In The Last Temptation of Christ, which actress plays the young girl who takes Jesus down from the cross, claiming to be his guardian angel?
Juliet Caton.
Yes, in The Wolf of Wall Street, what's the first name of the butler who holds a riotous party in Jordan Belfort's apartment, during which $50,000 is stolen from Belfort's sock drawer?
Renee.
No, Nicholas. In The Colour of Money, Fast Eddie, Felsen gives his young protégé Vincent a valuable pool cue that had been made by whom?
Balabushka.
Yes, when the kidnapped talk show host Jerry Langford phones his producer in The King of Comedy, he confirms his identity by telling him that his favourite colour is plaid and that they call their second cameraman by what name?
Helen Keller.
Yes, which actor plays the businessman Noah Dietrich in The Aviator and also the corrupt police officer Happy Jack in Gangs of New York?
John C. Reilly.
Yes, just before Jake LaMotta accuses his wife of sleeping with his brother in Raging Bull, he asks her where she'd been, and she tells him she went to her sister's and then to the cinema to see what film?
Bells of St. Trinian's.
No, Father of the Bride. James, at the end of that round, you had no passes. You've got 7 points.
Thank you.
And our next contender, please. Your name?
Tom Clark.
Your occupation?
Teacher.
And your specialist subject?
Phil Oakes.
Yes, the American folk singer best known for his 1960s protest songs, who died at the age of just 35. In 2 minutes, let's go. Phil Oakes formed his short-lived first band with his university roommate, Jim Glover, and they originally called themselves the Singing Socialists before opting for what other name?
The Sundowners.
Yes, in 1962, shortly after he moved to New York to pursue a solo singing career, some of Oakes' songs were published in what influential folk music magazine, founded by Sis Cunningham and her husband, Gordon Friesen?
Broadside.
Yes, Oakes' debut album, All the News That's Fit to Sing, was released in 1964 and features which guitarist who was brought in to compensate for what were considered Phil's inadequacies on the instrument?
Ramblin' Jack Elliott.
No, Danny Cowell. Which song inspired by the death of President John F. Kennedy did Oakes perform a cappella during a meeting with Robert Kennedy, moving him to tears when he realised it was about his brother?
Crucifixion.
Yes, the liner notes for the 1966 live album Phil Oakes in Concert include 8 short poems by Mao Zedong, followed by what 4-word question?
Is this the enemy?
Yes, for his 1967 album Pleasures of the Harbour, Oakes wanted to move away from the guitar-based songs of his previous work, so he engaged which classically trained producer to help achieve the sound he wanted?
Ian Fairbairn-Smith?
No, Larry Marks. The ballad Too Many Martyrs, which Oakes co-wrote with Bob Gibson, is about the murder of which American civil rights activist?
Edgar Evers?
Yes, which tailor, known for his flamboyant designs for Elvis Presley, did Oakes hire to make a gold lame suit, which he wore on the cover of his ironically titled 1970 studio album, Greatest Hits?
Nudie Cohen?
Yes. In 1975, after a lengthy period of mental health issues, Oakes was finally persuaded to check into which hospital for psychiatric treatment, only to leave still wearing his hospital gown?
Staunton?
No, Gracie Square Hospital at Oakes' last public performance at Gerde's Folk City in October 1975. After failing to persuade his friend Bob Dylan to join him on stage, he himself sang which song written by Dylan?
Hard Rain's Gonna Fall?
No, Lay Down Your Weary Tune. In May 1976. I've started, so I'll finish. In May 1976, a few weeks after Oakes' death, a memorial concert was staged at a venue at Madison Square Garden in New York, which, at the time, was known by what name?
Felt Forum?
Yes, it's Felt Forum. So, Tom, at the end of that round, no passes. You've got 7 points.
Thank you.
And our next contender, please. Your name.
Michelle Miller,
Your occupation.
operations manager.
And your specialist subject.
Costume designer Edith Head.
The celebrated Hollywood costume designer who won 8 Oscars during her long career. In 2 minutes, let's go. Edith Head was born in San Bernardino, California, and was given what surname after her biological father?
Posner.
Yes, which costume designer at Paramount Studios employed Head in her first job as a sketch artist, even though the drawings she'd submitted were not all her own?
Howard Greer.
Yes, Head and her second husband, the art director Wyatt Enon, known as Bill Enon, both worked on the 1929 film Wolf Song, although they didn't meet until 4 years later when they worked together on what other film?
Cradle Song.
Yes, 2 new awards for costume design for colour and black and white films were introduced at the Oscars ceremony held in 1949, and Head was nominated in the latter category for her work on what film?
The Heiress.
No, The Emperor Waltz. In the mid-1930s, Head was at least partly responsible for inspiring a fashion trend for sarongs after dressing which then unknown actress in one, and later also designed the star's wedding dress?
Dorothy Lamour.
Yes, with which French couture designer did Head collaborate to create Audrey Hepburn's iconic look for films including Roman Holiday, Sabrina and Breakfast at Tiffany's?
Givenchy.
Yes, Head won the Oscar for costume design for a black and white film for All About Eve, sharing the award with which designer at 20th Century Fox, who'd initially been reluctant to work with her?
Adrian.
No, Charles Lemaire. When Paramount chose not to renew Head's long-standing contract after 44 years of service, Alfred Hitchcock was influential in securing her move to which rival studio?
Universal.
Yes, Head had a difficult professional relationship with the actress Claudette Colbert, claiming every sketch I made she refused, and the pair worked together on just one film. What was the film's title?
It Happened One Night.
No, Zaza. When working on the 1954 film Elephant Walk, Head was required to adapt the costumes for Elizabeth Taylor, which had originally been designed for which other actress who had to pull out of filming because she was ill?
Vera Miles.
No, Vivian Lee. So, Michelle, you had no passes, and at the end of that round, you've got 6 points.
Thank you.
And our final contender, please. Your name.
Lizzie Hancock,
Your occupation.
writer and editor.
And your specialist subject.
Mary Tudor.
The 16th century monarch, remembered for her attempts to reverse religious reforms and to restore Catholicism. In 2 minutes, Let's go. Mary Tudor, the daughter of Henry VIII and his first wife, Catherine of Aragon, was born in February 1516 in which royal palace?
Greenwich.
Yes. Which of Mary's godparents also appointed her governess around 1520 did she regard as her second mother?
Margaret Pole.
Yes. Which of Mary's ladies-in-waiting, who later married the Count of Feria, claimed that after Mary's death, she took some of Mary's jewellery to the new Queen Elizabeth?
Jane Dormer.
Yes. Which statesman, having pledged to compel Mary to acknowledge officially that her parents' marriage was unlawful and that she herself was illegitimate, wrote to her in 1536 saying, "I think you the most obstinate and obdurate woman that ever was"?
Thomas Cromwell.
Yes, in 1550, Mary, feeling threatened by her brother Edward VI's religious policies, asked which ambassador for help to escape to the continent, saying, "I must not wait till the blow falls."
Van der Delft.
Yes. In 1553, Mary received confirmation of Edward VI's death while staying at which of her properties, from where she wrote to the council of the new Queen, Lady Jane Grey, to assert her own claim to the throne?
Kenninghall.
Yes. What was the name of the English nobleman released from the Tower by Mary on her accession and made Earl of Devon, who was a strong favourite to become Mary's husband?
Edward Courtney.
Yes. What was the name of the Catholic bishop who officiated at Mary's coronation in October 1553?
Gardiner.
Yes, in 1554, which duke was arrested and eventually executed along with his daughter, Lady Jane Grey, for his role in the failed Wyatt Rebellion against Mary's proposed marriage to Philip of Spain?
Duke of Suffolk.
Yes, the four noblemen who gave Mary away in the name of the whole realm at her wedding to Philip of Spain in 1554 were the Earls of Bedford, Derby and Pembroke and the Marquis of where?
Northampton.
No, Winchester. In line with Mary's determination to convert or to root out heretics, which prominent Protestant, a former Bishop of London who preached in support of Lady Jane Grey, was condemned to be burnt at the stake in Oxford in 1555?
Nicholas Ridley.
It was Bishop Nicholas Ridley. And Lizzie, at the end of that round, you had no passes. You've got 10 points.
Thank you.
At the end of the specialist subjects round, let's have a look at the scores. In fourth place with 6 points is Michelle. In joint second place with 7 points are James and Tom, and in first place with 10 points is Lizzie. So now it's general knowledge. And if there's a tie at the end, then the number of passes is taken into account and the person with the fewer passes is the winner. And if they're tied on passes as well, it's a tie break. So let's ask Michelle to join us again, please. Michelle, you start with 6 points. You've now got 2.5 minutes on general knowledge. Let's go. What word follows pencil, walrus and handlebar in the names of 3 styles of facial adornment?
Moustache.
Yes, in the title of a 1982 science fiction film about a boy who helps a friendly alien return to his home planet, the letters E.T. stand for what term?
Extraterrestrial.
Yes, in October 2023, Philippe Clement succeeded Michael Beale as the new manager of which Scottish Premiership football club?
Glasgow Rangers.
Yes. What's the title of the best-selling, mainly instrumental 1973 debut album by Mike Oldfield, which topped the UK chart the following year?
Tubular Bells.
Yes. To apply Pythagoras' theorem to a triangle, its largest angle must be how many degrees?
90.
Yes. What name for a genus of garden shrub is derived from Greek words meaning water vessel, a reference to the cup-like shape of the plant's seed capsules?
Copula.
No, hydrangea. Along with Ian Hislop, which British comedian made his first appearance as a team captain on the television panel show Have I Got News for You in 1990?
Paul Merton.
Yes. Seville is a city and province in what region of southern Spain?
Andalusia.
Yes. Which US president, who died only weeks after taking office in 1841, was nicknamed Tippecanoe after a battle he'd won 30 years before?
Harding.
No, William Henry Harrison. The French phrase défense de fumée and the German words rauchen verboten indicate that what activity is prohibited?
Smoking.
Yes, which 18th century British writer and lexicographer is quoted as having said, when a man is tired of London, he is tired of life?
Samuel Johnson.
Yes, what name literally meaning green wine is given to a type of sharp-tasting, slightly fizzy, immature wine from northern Portugal?
Vigno Verde.
Yes, in 2009, the Roman Catholic Cardinal Vincent Nichols succeeded Cormac Murphy O'Connor in the senior role of Archbishop of where?
Canterbury.
No, Westminster. What two-word term is commonly used to refer to a situation in which the value of a property is worth less than the amount owed on its mortgage?
Negative equity.
Yes, the palace complex of Amalienborg is the winter residence of the royal family of which northern European country?
Norway.
No, Denmark. In the tales of Sinbad the Sailor, the title character discovers a giant egg belonging to what legendary bird?
Dodo.
No, The Rock. What famous Manchester nightclub was opened in May 1982 as a joint venture between Factory Records and the band New Order, but was demolished 20 years later?
Hacienda.
It is the Hacienda. So, Michelle, at the end of that round, you had no passes and you've got 18 points.
Thank you.
Next up, let's have James. James, you start with 7 points. The score to beat as it stands is 18 points. You've got 2.5 minutes on general knowledge. Let's go. What word for a city that serves as a country's seat of government is also used to describe a letter in uppercase?
Capital.
Yes, what's the professional surname of the dancer and talent show judge who presented the television programme Darcy's Ballet Heroes?
Bussell.
Yes, a classic Harvey Wallbanger cocktail is made with vodka, Galliano and the juice of what fruit?
Orange.
Yes, which Conservative politician who was served as Chancellor, Home Secretary and Health Secretary was awarded a knighthood in the 2024 New Year's Honours List?
Ken Clark.
No, Sajid Javid. In maths, the abbreviation LCD stands for lowest or least common what?
Denominator.
Yes, what's the surname of the American hat maker synonymous with the so-called 10-gallon hat with a wide brim and high crown commonly worn by cowboys in the rural West?
Stetson.
Yes, in 2024, which British singer became the first female winner of the Brit Songwriter of the Year award?
Adele.
No, Ray. What word derived from the Latin for one who cares is a job title given to a person in charge of the artifacts or works of art in a museum or gallery?
Curator.
Yes, the amateur detective couple introduced in Agatha Christie's 1922 novel The Secret Adversary are known alliteratively as Tommy and who?
Poirot.
No, Tuppence. Which golf club in Northern Ireland was the venue for the 2019 Open Championship?
Lynx.
No, Port Rush. Which actress who lived to the age of 104 won 2 Oscars for her roles in the 1940s films To Each His Own and The Heiress?
Olivia de Havilland.
Yes, the Spanish or Iberian species of what wild cat has a distinctive beard around its face and prominent dark-coloured ear tufts?
Lynx.
Yes, which island off the northwest coast of Wales is known in Welsh as Ynys Môn?
Anglesey.
Yes, the opera Siegfried, first performed in 1876, is the third part of a cycle of 4 operas by which German composer?
Wagner.
Yes, which chemical element has a name derived from the Greek for violet because of the purple colour of its vapour?
Iodine.
Yes, the first 10 amendments to the United States Constitution are known by what collective name?
The Bill of Rights.
Yes, the Belvedere Palace, an art museum noted particularly for its collection of works by Klimt and Schiele, is in which European city?
Vienna.
Yes, what's the name of the basic unit of currency in Bahrain, Kuwait, study saw finish, Bahrain, Kuwait and Libya, as well as some other North African and Middle Eastern countries?
Dirham.
No, it's the dinar. So, James, you had no passes at the end of that round. You've got 20 points. Let's have Tom again, please. Tom, you start with 7 points. The score to beat as it stands is 20 points. You've got 2.5 minutes on general knowledge. Let's go. What slang term for food follows the word pub in a rhyming name for meals or snacks served in a pub?
Grub.
Yes. What term for a program deliberately designed to damage a computer or to steal data is a contraction of malicious software?
Malware.
Yes, the former footballer Gary Neville and the businesswoman Emma Greed appeared as guest investors on the 2024 series of what television program?
Dragon's Den.
Yes, in 2022, the politician and former rebel fighter Gustavo Petro was elected president of which South American country?
Chile.
No, Colombia. What French word is used in English for the rail fixed to a wall at waist height that's used by ballet dancers to practice balance and leg exercises?
Beam.
No, bar. Time After Time and I Drove All Night were UK hit singles in the 1980s for which American singer?
Pass.
Which celebrated grey racehorse, whose victories included the 1989 Cheltenham Gold Cup, is commemorated by a statue of him at Kempton Park Racecourse?
Red Rum.
No, Desert Orchid. The word peeler is an informal term for a member of which of the emergency services?
Police.
Yes. Which 19th century British author wrote the novels Cranford, North and South, and Wives and Daughters?
Browning.
No, Elizabeth Gaskell. In the title of a 2002 film starring Harrison Ford and Liam Neeson, the K-19 nuclear submarine is known by what nickname?
Pass.
The hallmark of the Assay Office in Edinburgh is a stylised depiction of which of the city's main visitor attractions?
Edinburgh Castle.
Yes, which island is the largest in the Norwegian archipelago Svalbard in the Arctic Ocean?
King Edward Island.
No, Spitsbergen, the ornamental garden plant Dianthus barbatus, cultivated for the brightly coloured clusters of flowers on each stem, has the common name sweet what?
Tulip.
No, William. This classical life, inside music and night tracks are regular programmes on which national radio station?
Radio 4.
No, Radio 3. In 1334, the artist Giotto was commissioned to design the celebrated campanile, or bell tower, of the Duomo in which Italian city?
Florence.
Yes. What word, usually translated as princess, is commonly adopted as a middle name or surname by Sikh women and girls?
Pass.
It's Kaur. And you had two other passes. The title of the 2002 film starring Harrison Ford and Liam Neeson, The Widowmaker. And Time After Time, and I Drove All Night, Cyndi Lauper. At the end of that round, Tom, you've got 13 points.
Cheers.
Finally, let's have Lizzie again. Lizzie, you start with 10 points. The score to beat to get through to the semi-finals is James's 20 points. You've got 2.5 minutes on general knowledge. Let's go. The 50 white stars on the national flag of the United States are set against a rectangular background of what primary colour?
Blue.
Yes, one of the earliest video games launched in 1972, which was an on-screen simulation of tennis or table tennis, was marketed under what four-letter name?
Pong.
Yes, Haddington Hill and Coombe Hill are two of the highest points in what range of chalk hills northwest of London?
Pennines.
No, the Chiltern Hills in 2018, which DJ succeeded Nick Grimshaw as the presenter of the Radio 1 breakfast show?
Zoe Ball.
No, Greg James. The ancient Egyptian god Thoth is traditionally depicted as having the head of what bird?
Hawk.
No, ibis. What name is given to molten rock when it exists below the Earth's crust before it's ejected in a volcanic eruption and becomes known as lava?
Magma.
Yes, the 2023 film Wonka stars which American actor in the title role?
Timothy Chalamet.
Yes, at the 2009 World Athletics Championships in Berlin, Usain Bolt set a world record time of 19.19 seconds over what distance?
200 metres.
Yes, which author wrote the 1936 novel Keep the Aspidistra Flying?
Kurt Vonnegut.
No, George Orwell. What form of alternative medicine in which practitioners seek to channel energy through their hands has a name that translates from Japanese as universal life force?
Chi.
No, Reiki. In 2024, which knighted British singer became the 19th person to achieve the so-called EGOT, winning Emmy, Grammy, Oscar and Tony Awards when he won an Emmy for his televised concert Farewell from Dodger Stadium?
Pass.
Merton, St Hugh's and Wadham are the names of colleges at which English university?
Oxford.
Yes, what cereal grain is an essential ingredient of the Sicilian dish arancini?
Royce.
Yes, which French physicist demonstrated the rotation of the Earth about its axis by suspending a huge pendulum from the roof of the Pantheon in Paris in 1851?
Lavoisier.
No, Foucault. The Silver Jubilee Bridge, commonly known as the Runcorn Bridge in northwest England, carries traffic across which river?
The Thames.
No, the Mersey. Which comic opera by Gilbert and Sullivan has the alternative title, The Lass That Loved a Sailor?
HMS Pinafore.
Yes, what's the term from a Latin verb meaning to rule for a person who carries out the duties of a monarch who is too ill or too young to do so?
Regent.
Yes, the plays Juno and the Paycock, The Shadow of a Gunman, and The Plough and the Stars were written in the 1920s by which Irish dramatist?
Samuel Beckett.
No, Sean O'Casey. Lizzie, you had just the one pass. The knighted British singer who achieved the EGOT, all those awards, Sir Elton John. And at the end of that round, Lizzie, you've got 19 points.
Thank you.
Not much in it. Let's have a look at the final scores. In fourth place with 13 points is Tom. In third place with 18 points is Michelle. In second place with 19 points is Lizzie, which means in first place with 20 points, it's James. So he goes through to the semi-finals. Congratulations to him. If you'd like to be a contender in the next series, please go to our website, bbc.co.uk/mastermind, and you can follow us at Mastermind Quiz. Join us again next time for more Masterminds. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.
This is the first TV quiz I've ever been on. I have applied for a couple of other ones, but Mastermind has always been one of particular interest because the specialist subject is there combined with the general knowledge, so it's a bit of focus on one thing that you're really interested in and then the broad knowledge, which I enjoy.
And your specialist subject?
The films of Martin Scorsese. I've been a huge fan of Scorsese ever since I saw Goodfellas, probably before I should have done, I think, at the age of about 16. And I studied film at university as well, and his films are just some of the best works of art in film. Thelma Schoonmaker.
Yes.
Juliet Catton.
Yes.
John C. Reilly.
Yes.
My daughter helped me with the revision at home, so she watched some of them with me, and then my wife and my son were quizzing me from my notes as well.
James, at the end of that round, you had no passes. You've got 7 points.
The match was really close. I was really thinking that Lizzie was going to beat me. She did really well in the specialist subject round.
Greenwich.
Yes.
Van der Delft.
Yes.
Gardner.
Yes.
So yeah, going into the general knowledge round, I knew I could sort of mentally calculate her points going up, and I was thinking she's getting nearer and nearer.
In second place with 19 points is Lizzie, which means in first place with 20 points, it's James.
So I felt such relief when I realised I'd won, because as I was tallying up the score as she was going through, I thought she was going to get there and pit me, but just right at the last minute, she didn't quite get the last few that she needed.